Hey, Omega.
Yes, Gunner.
Did you just stutter there?
No.
It seems to me like that was a stutter, but I don't know anybody whose name sounds like Stutter, who could potentially be returning to the show this week. But you'll find out who that is when we start. So let's start the show. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Woo Get Serious. My name is Gunner, and that is Omega BR.
Yes, it is. I remember that old Bully Ray used to have an affliction.
Yes, he used to be able to stutter like that. Joining us this week, someone who doesn't stutter, it's Yank of DDS.
Well, sometimes I stutter. It depends on how drunk I am. During the show, of course.
Joining us this week also is, per usual, the Net Jester.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen.
And returning after a really, really long hiatus. Yeah, that's VACCER over there.
I only stutter when I'm nervous.
And the crowd goes wild.
Wasn't that much cheering at last year's Hall of Fame.
Well, let's start with the news. Randy Orton will undergo an MRI to determine that surgery is necessary after a nagging shoulder injury. Became a dislocation. Luke Harper was replaced with Eric Rowan in the Wyatt family due to being off for personal reasons. The former Sin Cara is now also the former Mystices, as he has left AAA for CMLL, partly due to heat with Alberto El Patron, who threatened to beat him up on Twitter. His brothers, one of which is a Lucha Underground Tag Team Champion, has also left AAA, and his new name will be Mystic 2.0, as another wrestler is using the Mystico gimmick. Speaking of El Patron, everyone seems to be interested in him, including TNA, New Japan, and even WWE. Though he's contracted to Lucha Underground, his deal is said to be one that he could get out of, and he was previously promised that the brand would be built around him, which didn't happen. So, ADR, one of the biggest hot free agents in the world right now, taking bets on where he's going to land.
I can't imagine him going back to WWE. Not because he would want to go there, but because I don't know why they would want him back. It's not like they were doing anything with him when they had him. It was kind of a blessing for them when they were able to dump him because, Jesus Christ, it was bad towards the end there.
Can't El Patron just get my belly and mess my liver up?
You'd think.
Well, I find it kind of weird that they suddenly want him back. I mean, I think it's just I think they really want a top Hispanic star, of course, but it's just one of those weird things with the company that they like the idea of it more than the actual conception, because they had him, they had Sin Cara, Miss Diseases, I guess that's the last time I'll be saying that. And Mysterio, and they all just kind of let all of them go, really.
Mysterio wanted too much money. Mystices is a bitch, just as ADR is calling out. And ADR slapped a guy for calling him a spick. So, rightfully so. But at the same time, it's like, what the hell are you doing? It's obvious that the WWE wants him back. He was supposed to be back after 6 months. But that's not happening right now. I think I don't think he'll do anything other than what he wants to do, and that's will be who pays him the most money. And TNA, TNA
is just not there in terms of financial pocketbooks right now. No, I think he's better off at Lucha Underground, to be perfectly honest.
I think it'll be kind of a dual thing where he's with Lucha, but he has this deal that he has wiggle room with, and I wouldn't be shocked to see him in New Japan as well.
That's what I was going to say. I can't see him going to TNA because TNA.
Well, I know that New Japan tends to have partnerships more with CMLL than AAA, but if he's free to do what he wants to do, more or less, then
yeah, I could definitely see him going and hanging out in New Japan for a while. Maybe doing that and Lucha Underground.
And here's a note. Apparently that the reason they put The Undertaker on that recent tour of Mexico that Orton missed because of his injury is because the local promotions were upset that they didn't really have any big names on the tour. Basically how it works is they sell the show to local promoters and, get a cut of the money and everything, and then it's up to the promoters locally to sell tickets in order to... Basically, WWE sells them tickets, which the promoters then try to sell at a profit. And the promoters were upset, there's not really any big names, there's not a big Hispanic star because they don't have one. So that's why The Undertaker was sort of put on the tour.
Okay, so being we've hashed over that, can we just talk about, real quick, Eric Rowan replacing Luke Harper and what Woo is all a Twitter about that caused Luke's absence?
Yeah, the personal reasons.
It said personal reasons, but a lot of people, and I know you don't like it when I do this, but a lot of people are thinking it had something to do with that poster, or with...
No, it doesn't. It doesn't have anything to do with it. You're an idiot and a mark if you think it has anything to fucking do with it.
I'll give 2 words to you. Vince McMahon. That could...
I don't even know what he's talking about.
But you understand they wouldn't... Well, Gunnar, explain real quick.
You're not going to fire someone because a fan holds a poster.
Okay.
I would give 3 words that discounts what VACCER just said. Push Scotty Goldman.
I don't even know what that means, but...
I can't argue with that one.
Oh my god.
Okay.
That's the only time it applies.
Okay, real quick, Chris Jericho posted a picture to his personal Twitter about a bunch of people who are not supposed to be friends in kayfabe, hanging around with each other and wearing a t-shirt of Luke Harper that is his own creation and not official WWE licensed merchandise. And we know with Vincent Kennedy McMahon's new reinforcement of kayfabe and all the insanity that goes around it, vis-a-vis Lana and Rusev and what happened on Twitter, and we know...
No. You're missing out on what Lana and Rusev thing was about. The Lana and Rusev thing was Vince's excuse to get angry at these guys because it's not the point. It's Lana and Rusev got pissed off. He got pissed off because he wanted to blow off their angle on fucking TV instead of having TMZ, release an exclusive fucking thing about it like they already did.
All I'm saying is that's what Woo was all on Twitter about last night.
I ain't giving you negative points because that's like the 5th time you've said on Twitter.
Well, the way I see it, if they wanted to make him look bad, they wouldn't just pull him. They would, have him get beat up by Ambrose and Reigns, and just generally, look bad on TV than just be like, okay, you're replaced.
Right.
Alright, so let's move on. WWE stopped doing TV and pay-per-view at Madison Square Garden due to the high production costs, but the live special on the network was considered an internet stream, and the lower costs made it financially sound to air. Tough Enough competitor Patrick Clark will start with the company, helped by Lita, who is now involved in backstage business. Sorry. The company was interested in Ricochet, who is Apollo Crews' roommate in Florida, but with season 2 of LU in the works, he remains under a 7-year lock. Nikki Storm is expected to be the newest indie female to head to NXT. Colin Cassidy is currently out with a broken leg. Road Warrior Animal claims he tried to get a coaching job to help with tag team matches, but was denied. That doesn't seem like a bad idea to me.
Yes.
That doesn't seem like a bad idea to you.
Having Road Warrior, go in and tell these guys, look, this is what you need to do to have a good tag team match?
Yeah, but at the same time, if they wanted to hire him before, they would have reached out to him, but I'm not terribly surprised that they didn't hire him. He's not exactly one of the boys. He's more of a WCW kind of guy than a WWF kind of guy.
Yeah, I guess. Lita involved in backstage business. No one is surprised.
How many more people can ride that bicycle?
Well, I imagine by now...
Dusty's dead, so you can't beat the red horse.
I didn't.
Anyway, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, nothing to do with it.
I'm a little disappointed that they won't be doing TV or pay-per-view at MSG anymore. Man, that place is just steeped in wrestling history. That they won't have pay-per-views there anymore is kind of a sad loss.
Well, I'm sure. I don't think we've seen the last WrestleMania that'll be there, obviously. But, it's easy to forget that WWE is kind of, they're kind of in a position where they really want to cut costs in a way, and it's little things, it's subtle
Can you imagine
things.
parking? Can you imagine parking? Can you imagine catering? Can you imagine the exorbitant prices that you're going to pay in New York City right now to do any of this crap?
Oh yeah, that's true. I'd be surprised if they go to New York for anything, with it being the way that it is. I mean, I'm sure New York is always expensive, but over the past few years, it's gotten progressively worse.
Well, yeah, that's my point, is if you're doing a WrestleMania where people are paying, $4,000 for a front row seat, then it might make sense. But if you're doing a Raw where, people are paying maybe $300 or $400,
Yeah, it's like $300 or $400 for a front row seat at Raw.
then, it has to, I think that's one of the reasons why 30 wasn't really considered for MSG and why it's not really on the radar right now. But like I said, maybe down the line, because, ticket prices are only going up, too. It's not like that, that hasn't changed. And all the travel packages and,
Those travel packages are already on sale for WrestleMania for Dallas.
well, they already sold out.
Yeah.
They sold out in under an hour.
Jesus.
And one of the special things you get to do is go to a dude ranch.
A dude ranch?
Yes, a dude ranch.
A dude ranch.
I don't even have a dude, let alone enough dudes to necessitate an entire ranch.
A dude ranch is something completely different.
All I picture in my mind is Trips and Steffi falling off their horses at the same time. It's just wow.
All I see is Trips and the Trips trying to ride a mechanical bull, and then all of a sudden he sees Hornswoggle and he goes, "Get on this thing!"
Oh Lord!
And they tape it for the network.
Right, and then after that, Vince bangs Steph on the mechanical bull.
Oh god!
Now I can see. Well, our big WrestleMania 32 main event is canceled because Roman Reigns fell off a damn horse.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Wait,
you fell off an actual horse?
No. We're saying this in the future because of the Dude Ranch thing.
Moving right along.
We got Dean caned.
Oh god.
Ooh. Damn.
Moving right along.
Wait, did you just say Dean Cain?
So much for that.
That's the wrong fucking Superman, Omega!
Wrong, Superman. Okay,
Yeah.
let's move on.
Yeah,
what's the
everybody
opposite?
reacted still.
So what's the opposite of Christopher Reeve?
Oh god.
Christopher Walken.
Negative points! Negative points! Move along! Yes,
So much for that
negative
Superman
points!
punch, right?
Negative points, Omega Beyond!
Hey, somebody read the last one.
Alright, the charges against Bram, the TNA star Bram, Charlotte's former husband, have been dropped, and TNA lifted their suspension of him. TNA is teaming with the Great Khali of all people during their tour of India for a talent search to find another big, next new Indian star to join the roster.
Sure, wasn't enough?
Apparently not. You need more than one dance. WWE will release a special WrestleMania lottery ticket in Texas to coincide with, WrestleMania 32. Cash prizes as well as fan prizes, including a trip to the Developmental Center. D.H. Smith has gained the rights to the British Bulldog name. And the New Day shirt featuring the trio riding a unicorn bears similarities to a shirt put out recently by Chikara's Devastation Corporation team, featuring that trio and their manager riding one as well.
Yeah, it's
Interesting.
unicorn blonde.
Honestly, I think it's probably just a coincidence, because the Devastation shirt is the four of them on a regular looking unicorn, and they're flying and there's dollar signs instead of a rainbow kind of trailing them. Whereas if you look at the New Day shirt, it's just it's just completely bonkers. They're riding a unicorn, but the unicorn is apparently blind, and it has one of those walking sticks with it, and it's also got like a buck teeth. It's got like a keytar or something on there, if I remember right.
It's got the trombone.
Yeah, I'm looking at them side by side right now, and they're not really anything alike. I mean, aside from there being a unicorn that the trio is riding, that's the only thing they have in common. The Devastation Corporation shirt is a Pegasus unicorn. It's not blind. It doesn't have a mohawk rainbow tail. They're not in space. There's no buck teeth.
There's a whole bunch of stuff going on with it.
Yeah.
Frankly, I'm surprised this New Day shirt even came to fruition. It's such a bizarre, surrealist, random design compared to a lot of the stuff that they do now. I don't know. I half assumed one of them drew it, and then they were like, let's do this. And
yeah, it's just the weirdest fucking thing, but it's fantastic. I might have to order one.
Well, we know Xavier's on record for being a brony, isn't he? I blame him.
Yes, he's on record for being a brony, I believe. D.H. Smith can call himself
British Bulldog now, I guess, which is cool.
That's very interesting.
I wonder how he got the rights.
Probably not with legal for it.
Because that would definitely be something that the WWE would be trying to keep a hold of, I'm sure.
Right. Is there anything else in the news bits that we haven't gotten to?
Lottery tickets are for stupid people. Don't buy lottery tickets.
I like lottery tickets.
I think the scratch-off ones are fun. They're ones that you buy for $1 or $2.
It's a tax on the dough.
Yeah, I knew you were going to go there. But I bought one Tetris, one Pac-Man, and one Frogger.
See?
Thinking, that these were fun, even if I only won $5.
I always hate it when you $1 scratcher, then win a free one. Play the free one, win another free one. Play that free one, get another free one, and then just end up saying screw it and walk away with $1.
Alright, well I guess that's it for the news. So there's always one.
Yeah, let's get to the 15 minutes minute. Belzer versus Neville versus Rusev, Sheamus, and King Barrett in the pre-show of this Hell in the Cell pay-per-view that we're going to be doing predictions on tonight.
Oh, why? I don't want to.
Okay, something else. I'd like to point this out. So because these 6 are in the pre-show, I guarantee you that none of them are going to be answering the John Cena Open Challenge for the U.S. Championship that's going to come later in the night.
Well, I mean, duh.
This replaced Orton and Ambrose versus Strowman and Harper.
Which, I mean, how pissed was Orton that he was going to be in the pre-show in the first place, I bet.
Pretty much. I would go look at my shoulder too if that was the case.
Orton was getting ready to find a purse.
Well, the heels won on Raw after Barrett took out, I think, Neville.
Yeah. No, which we call it. Barrett pinned Ziggler, actually.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Well, I would almost think that you would think the faces would get a win back, but I'm actually going to say that Barrett, something happens and Barrett jumps in to steal the pin, and he walks out again, holding his crown high.
Fucking...
It's the guys with things that bring things to the ring versus the guys that don't. The team that creative forgot.
It seems like...
Say... I want to see Sheamus, or Viking Sheamus, kick Dolph Ziggler into the third row.
That'd be funny.
That would be fantastic. Can you imagine, like, the selling that Ziggler could do if he was thrown out into the crowd like that? All the money in the pockets of all the people in the crowd would just like spontaneously be drawn into Ziggler. He would be selling so hard.
Pretty much. Who's gonna? Alright, so I also have the heels going over, only because I think that they're not getting buried in this, and I think that Neville will take the pin. What's the next match?
It's the John Cena Open US Title Challenge.
Who answers it?
Fucking, I don't know.
Tyler Breeze.
Ooh, hello.
There are rumors lately, and Breeze has been traveling with the main roster the past couple weeks, I hear. And he's allegedly making his main roster debut soon, I hear. So, why not?
There's apparently already a Summer Rae and, what's his face, selfie stick that is going to come out in the WWE shop.
Yeah, is.
Yep. But I don't think that this is going to be the opportunity or time for him to come back. But I do think that it's going to be none other than the return of Cody Rhodes. I think Cody Rhodes is going to drop the Stardust gimmick, come back, and beat John Cena for the US title, sending John off on his merry way for the next couple months.
That'd be fine with me, except they're not going to push Cody that hard because I don't think they even like him.
They don't like Stardust. I don't even think they like Cody. Like, if you look at the gimmicks that he's had, it's not his fault.
Bring back Dr. Doom, damn it.
I don't know. It's gonna be like Heath Slater or something, and it's gonna be like Heath Slater or something. It's gonna be no. Cena's gonna be written off, so you gotta give it to a new US champion. Oh well, then I don't know. Give it to Mark Henry. It'll be something like that where they can justify him being out. And then I think fucking Big Show or oh god, oh god,
Big Show before Henry.
Injury related, exactly.
Oh god, my brain hurts. It really does. You just said the wrong thing there. Alright, so and I think that so basically I'm thinking that it's gonna be Cody Rhodes coming back, and Cena's gonna lose, and then Cody gets to run with the US belt for a while. As Cody. Alright, moving right along. What's next? Next up we got Owens and Ryback. Owens is going over. I'm sure of that. Oh yeah, that's pretty much a given. Ryback is not going to get his win back. But he did look good against Seth Rollins. And how about that, and speaking of Mark Henry, by the way, how about that pop-up powerbomb on Raw?
Oh, that was impressive.
Jesus Christ.
I like how Henry, basically dominates for about 4 minutes straight and then gets super kicked and powerbombed and loses. That's pretty much every time we've seen Henry in the past. This year, really. I mean, against Show those couple of times, and right.
Yeah, it's shit. He deserves better than that. I did like when he pushed Owens in the corner and was like whomping on him, and he said, I've been bullying for 20 years. I was like, fuck yeah, you tell him, Mark Henry.
See, that's a match that really they ought to do, for like, if you're gonna do it do it for like 12 minutes or 13. Do it for, do it at the 8:45 spot or something, He deserved to, Owens deserved to be put over a little bit more because Henry's leaving, And it's been made clear that Henry is leaving, so I don't understand why. He deserves it in general. Match possible. He just deserves it in general, they made him again, that's like every other time, they made him Intercontinental Champion, and then what's he doing with it? Except walking out of tag matches again, and...
Well, it's not surprising, it's they're trying to book him, and he needs a belt to verify and justify, his current reign in WWE. It's not terribly surprising, but, Ryback losing so quickly wasn't a surprise to me, but I don't think that he's none too pleased about it. Alright, one more. Moving along. Charlotte and Nikki. Charlotte goes over. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Oh yeah, I missed that New Day and Dudley Boys tag team. The Dudleys go over.
Which is not a tables match, by the way.
Get the tables afterwards.
Well, it's the Dudleys. They're going to have the table sooner or later.
Yeah, it's going to happen. The Dudleys are obviously going to go over, have a nice, old people come back for, Exactly like the Ring Outlaws did.
Well, I really think the payoff is going to be a tables match, and since this isn't it, I think New Day is going to cheat and get disqualified again.
Well, you see, that's the problem, because if you cheat and disqualify again, WWE is going to pay attention to that, and it actually looks smart. But you're assuming that Vince wants to look smart here.
I want to see a 3v3 table. It's been way too long.
Understandable. Alright, so the Boring Divas match, again, I can't believe I'm calling it a Boring Divas match.
Yeah,
I do Sissy Bella, but...
Because it's Nikki. If it was Charlotte and fucking, I don't know, Natty, or Charlotte and, Paige and Nikki, or Foxy, fuck them for not letting Foxy do anything. I know I get on my soapbox about Foxy every now and again. I'm stepping on that son of a bitch again now. Let fucking Foxy do something. Alicia Fox she's really good. Why can't she have it? Why? It's because she's black.
She's good.
Oh, I went there. It's because she's black.
Well, they don't let anybody do anything. I mean, the Divas division, if you haven't noticed, is exactly right where it was before this whole Revolution stuff started. I don't even think they used the word Revolution on Raw this time. You got Charlotte versus Brie, which Charlotte wins in short order, and Nikki's cheerleading from the sidelines, and Becky, who's supposed to be, kind of in her own element, she's a cheerleader now, too. You've got Team Bad, they make such a big deal about Banks and Bayley, and then what does Banks do the next night on Raw, and most subsequent nights is, she's on the sideline doing nothing. Not even involved in the title picture, not nothing. And then you have Paige, poor Paige being ruined backstage doing this stupid, I turned on my team 3 times, but we're still buddies and everything. Pretend sing song.
Why even have her turn on the fucking team? Her team isn't...
they're gonna fucking do her against Alundra Blaze.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Say what now?
Yeah, that's what they're teasing towards. The winning WrestleMania match right now is Paige and Alundra Blaze.
Wow, really?
Why?
Match.
I mean, I'm not gonna say that's not an attraction, but it has nothing to do with the quote-unquote revolution.
Exactly. And none of this has anything to do with the revolution. The only revolution that's happened is the revolution back to the same spot that these divas have been in, which is a piss break. Moving right along.
Reigns and Wyatt in the cell. I don't think...
but Reigns and Wyatt in the cell, and the rest of us are in hell, because we want to watch it.
Shenanigans.
Well, they're kind of doing this thing in the past few years with this pay-per-view. There's 2 cell matches, and one is really the match, and the other is just sort of the one where they don't really do much, and it goes maybe 10 minutes, and the cell is sort of used, but not really. It might as well just be a regular match, and I think that's what this Reigns and Wyatt one is going to be. I mean, maybe I'm wrong, and I kind of hope that I am, because, if this is the blow-off to this feud that's gone on for well over 6 months for whatever reason, then it should be good, and is probably going to be the start of Reigns' road to WrestleMania as well.
Okay, so Hell in the Cell last year, if we all remember, was that match with Reigns and... was it Reigns? No, it was Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose, wasn't it?
Yes.
And then Bray Wyatt comes out of nowhere and pulls him down to hell. When there's that spooky shit.
Of bunny magical power, yes.
Well, guess what? It's gonna be the same shit. It's gonna be the same spooky fucking shit, and that's how this match is gonna end, and no one else is going to do anything else in this match. It's going to be boring. But I can see where it will end in some sort of Braun Strowman ripping the cage off kind of thing. Should have done it, and then and then you're going to see all of them filtering in, and then, the Wyatt family finally reuniting, with Luke Harper back doing his thing. And everybody will be happy. But Bray Wyatt needs to win, and I think Bray Wyatt should win this. And I think that you're right, it will start the road to WrestleMania, but I don't necessarily think that road is going to end up with a win. It's beginning with a win. Moving right on.
Seth Rollins and Kane. Rollins is obviously going over.
Can't go over.
What? Look, I love Kane probably more than anyone here, but there's no fucking way.
The only way Kane's going over is if Sheamus cashes in immediately after.
Yep. That's what I'm thinking. That's exactly what I'm thinking. Yes.
Okay, that's gonna piss me the fuck off.
Yep, it's gonna piss everybody off. It's gonna piss everybody off.
And I think it wouldn't even be the first time that Kane had or maybe I'm thinking of Kane cashing in himself, because I know he did at WrestleMania. Well, no, he did. Wasn't it WrestleMania? No, it was at Money in the Bank. It was at Money in the Bank. Kane won
the same night.
Yeah, the World Heavyweight Championship case, back when they still had the split.
Right.
But has that happened before, though, where Kane won a title and then got cashed on? It seems like it has.
I think it has. But
I will fact check that while we go into the next one. But I don't see it, even to have Sheamus cash in.
Is this one in the cage?
No.
No. Alright, then yeah, it's gonna be Kane going over for 2 seconds, Sheamus coming in, booing Kane, and then, and then you're gonna see the cash in, and it's gonna be all done. It isn't gonna be done. You're not even gonna see, it's not even gonna be good. It's just gonna be this botch of a fucking cash in. I bet you anything, he tosses the case or some shit into some random direction, and they have to get back from the crowd before he can cash it in. Some bullshit like that, because they've been teasing it for so long, and I really want to get this case off of him because he's just so fucking useless with it. Alright, the next match is the last match of the night, which is Lesnar and Taker. This one should be pretty obvious.
Yeah, Taker's going over.
What?
Taker's going over.
I'm sorry, what? You misspoke there. It's definitely Brock Lesnar going over.
Nope. Taker is gonna kick him in the nuts and then win.
Nope.
Has the Gone to Hell tour taught you nothing, man?
The Gone to Hell tour, it basically states that, your Lord and Savior, Brock Lesnar over there, is going to go over, and it's going to be him, and he's going to do it, pretty fast. It's going to be a longer match. It's not going to be the best match out of their little, soiree that they've had, but it's going to be a good match. There will be blood, and, I think Taker passes out.
Refuses to tap and passes out?
Yes.
I cannot find an instance of Kane being cashed in on.
My facts are wrong tonight.
He is the first and only wrestler to cash in the contract on the same night as winning it.
That's probably what you're thinking of.
According to Wikipedia, he was the first and thus far only wrestler to cash in the contract on the same night as winning it. And he won that match with Matt Hardy, Big Show, Ziggler, Kingston, Drew Mack, and Cody Rhodes in 2010.
Yes.
Jesus Christ, he was old as fuck then.
Yep. Alright, I think that's it. I think that was longer than 15 minutes.
They probably have, I mean, who cares? Nobody. Because I'm in charge of that shit, and if I say we go over, we go over.
Thank you, Mr. O'Reilly.
Do it live. But speaking of doing it live, I want ice cream.
Wait, I didn't want to know what those two things have in common in your brain.
Because if you have to do this live, I would be eating ice cream right now.
Blizzard!
With the ratings, I'm taking it away from ABS and giving it to VACCER.
Oh, it is good to be back. And now, for the ratings. Starting with TNA. TNA Impact drew a combined 327,000 viewers for both the first and second airing. The first airing drew 242,000 viewers, down 28% from the 335,000 the week prior. ROH, on the other hand, did 174,000, only down 1,000 from the previous week. SmackDown. SmackDown drew 2.09 million viewers over 2 hours, down from the previous week's 2.147 million. The final rating was a 1.55. And finally, Raw. Raw drew 3.357 million viewers and peaked at 3.6 million during the first hour. This is an increase of 2% over the previous week.
That's good that the Raw rating bounced back. I was really worried that it was going to go down again after the Stone Cold thing. But with the birthdays, it's not Chester.
With today's birthdays for this week, here's little old me with more pregnant pauses than the Stone Cold interview with Brock Lesnar last night.
Which was really good.
On the 20th, we have Chavo Guerrero, Big Scott Hall, and Tiger Mask IV. On the 21st, we have Bushwhacker Butch, Horace Hogan, Charlie Norris, and Sick Boy, plus Eric Ecstasy. On the 22nd, we have one of my all-time favorites, also known as Bad News Allen. You might know him as Bad News Brown, plus CeeLo Brown, plus Mike Cruel. On the 23rd, we have Ron and Don Harris, the Basham brothers. Those are the Bashams, aren't they? Ron
Yes.
and Don Harris? Yeah.
No, I don't know there. I don't think they're the Basham brothers, though. Carry on.
Anyway.
From WCW, the Harris twins.
Yes.
Anyway, on the 24th, we have superstar Bill Dundee, plus a guy, you can either call him Screwball, or you can call him the Kiss Demon, Dale Tornborg. On the 25th, we have Latin Lover, Perry Saturn, the legendary Too Cold Scorpio, at least to me, and Atsushi Otanaka, I think. Hold on. One more. Ending the week on the 26th, we have Dream Machine, Austin Idol, Kurgan, Taka Michinoku, CM Punk, El Satinico, and Smokehawk.
What was that last one?
You know, I've never heard of a guy who, apparently the name is Smoke Hawk, and if your ham hocks are smoked, then would you want that as a professional wrestling name?
It was, what do you call it? The fighting game.
He named himself after a fight.
There's a bunch of fighting games.
Mortal Kombat.
Mortal Kombat. It was after the guy in that.
You mean the random ninja they added after like the games?
Right. Alright. Yeah, Smokehawk.
And now it is time for
Everybody.
This week in wrestling with Omega BR. I got that one.
Yes, this week in wrestling history, so in 2001, where Vader and Too Cold Scorpio become the first Pro Wrestling Noah Global Honored Crown Tag Team Champions by defeating Jun Akiyama and
Akitoshi Saito in the finals of a tournament in Yokohama, Japan. On the same card, Katsuhito Taikawa defeats Yoshinobu Karimaru to win the Pro Wrestling Noah Global Honor Crown Junior Heavyweight title. Jump to 2001, where Road Dogg defeats Jeff Jarrett to become the first World Wrestling All-Stars World Heavyweight Champion in Perth, Australia. And in 2001, Black Warrior defeats Negro Casas to win the CMLL Legend of the Silver Mask Tournament. And that was This Week in Wrestling History.
Happy Trails to Hulk Hogan and Hogan's Beach, which has removed all the Hulkster's branding and memorabilia. The restaurant is expected to be rebranded, and those involved claimed it's not because of Hogan's recent troubles, but due to the building and the hotel next to it being sold. He has no ownership stake in them. And Happy Trails to Big Rick, former Ezekiel Jackson, who told WXW that his latest match for the promotion was the last of his career. So, Jackson retiring. Congratulations. Way to go out on a big end, by the way, because Big Rick had a big part in the first season of Lucha Underground. Points!
Alright, here we go with the points. The first points are 100 of them, and they go to VACCER for his triumphant return. Negative 272 points to NetJester for showing up. He just doesn't learn his lesson. Negative 10 points to Gunner for the horrible reading aloud during the first news story. You'd think by 180 episodes you'd be good at that by now. 5 points to VACCER for cirrhosis of the liver, in reference to Alberto Patron. 5 points to Omega BR for Mr. Negative 50 points to NetJester for a Twitter. That's where you go for hashtags and microblogging, not woo. Negative 20 points to Gunner for making fun of Dusty Rhodes. Fuck you. That man is a saint.
I wasn't making fun of Dusty Rhodes.
You made a joke about Dusty Rhodes. Fuck.
I made a joke involving Dusty Rhodes. It wasn't about him.
Fine. I'll change it to negative 10.
Fine.
Negative 10 points each to Gunner and Omega BR because I cry every time for Superman. 25 points to positive points to VACCER for purse shitting because that should always be a thing. 25 points for Gunner. The Pittsburgh Divas comment. Negative 15 points to NetJester for saying Buddy Cat. I thought you would stop that. You hadn't. Please do! Negative 1 point to Gunner for his weird ice cream fetish. It would have been more, but I didn't want to seem too judgy about other people's, sexual things. Negative 10 points to NetJester for F++ birthday reading. Negative 4 points more to NetJester because there is no N in Dale Torberg's name. Negative 5 more points to NetJester just because I can. And negative 5 points to Omega. It's not okay to call people Negro anymore, Omega. That's racist. And that's it for the points. Are you all stunned or what?
No. I was just really talking to the microphone. What should we watch this week in wrestling? Jester.
Oh, I forgot to give the totals. NetJester, negative 356 points for the episode, bringing him to a total of negative 34,017. Gunner negative 6 for the episode with 98 points overall. Omega with negative 10 points for the episode overall. Negative 10 points for the episode 303 overall. And VACCER with 130 points for both. I have to adjust NetJester's points. He needs a negative 25,000 for bad snoring.
Alright, Alright, well, since that Mister is asleep, he flips his spots on his spot. VACCER, which we watched this week in wrestling?
I'm only going to recommend this because I just gotten to finally watch it. The match from Battle of Los Angeles 2015. Zack Sabre Jr. versus Pentagon Jr. I thought it was an amazing match besides the finish.
Until, of course, the finish. Finishing. What should we watch this week of wrestling?
Well, you can watch any of the Dr. D. David Schultz matches over on WWE Network. Some classics over there, old school as they call it. Madison Square Garden shows. I believe it was him versus Salvatore Bellomo was a match. Bellomo over there in Madison Square Garden. Now you might remember David Schultz. If it sounds familiar, he was the one who assaulted ABC reporter John Stossel, yes. Because Stossel was backstage in the Garden doing a report on wrestling.
You think this is fake?
Yeah, that's the one.
Fake to you?
Slap.
Alright, Yanko, what should we watch this week in wrestling? I'm trying to decide between the Money in the Bank match that Kane won, which was at Money in the Bank 2010, or The Undertaker versus Edge, and what was that? I want to say WrestleMania. Oh, the WrestleMania match. It was a Hell in a Cell match. I don't think it was. I don't know what pay-per-view, but yeah, that was a good match. The one where he pulled him to hell. Yeah, I'm trying to find it, but I can't find. Undertaker versus Edge. There's a Hell in a Cell match. It's fantastic. Go find it. I'm sure it's somewhere. Alright, and this week I'm going to also pull from Battle of Los Angeles 2015. You're going to watch the finals, which, spoilers, by the way, turn down your, skip ahead like 20 seconds here so I can give you the proper spoilers. So it's the finals, which is Chris Hero, Zack Sabre Jr., and Speedball Mike Bailey, which had a fantastic match with a fantastic finish. And I won't give that away at least. Alright, so I think that's it. Thank you all for listening. We appreciate it very much. You can check us out online at smartsnark.com, twitter.com/smartsnark, facebook.com/smartsnark, smartsnark@gmail.com. We've also got a whole bunch of other stuff too. You can give us a phone call. That's 812. Let's see, what's the number? It's 812-408-WOO! You do it better than me. Alright, and so with that, thank you all for listening, and we wish you well in your past, present, future endeavors.
Just remember, I won't touch anything but a Remington these days. I tell you what, boy.
Yeah, no, I lied when I said I wouldn't move him anymore. I lied.
Whack-a-mole.
So good night, VACCER.
Good night, VACCER.
Good night, Fall River.